My fellow Jamaicans, good evening. I hope you had a restful summer and are ready for the start of another school year. Tomorrow, whether it is your first time attending school or entering a new grade, I'm sure you will begin the new term with great expectations. Many of you are looking forward to greeting old friends and making new ones. You're also eager to gain new knowledge and skills that will prepare you for further studies and enable you to take your rightful place in society. Many of you as parents and guardians are as excited as your children because you know that a good education is the best way to prepare the younger generation for life. This is why the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is encouraging you as parents, grandparents, guardians and community members to ensure that children attend school every day. It takes a village to raise a child, and we must all come together as a nation to ensure that no child is left behind. As we begin the new school year tomorrow, we are buoyed by encouraging results in the most recent GSAT, CAPE, CSEC, City and Guilds, and NVQJ examinations. The improved student performance, particularly in the core subjects of English and mathematics, points to the initial success of several teaching and learning initiatives implemented by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. The results from the Grade 4 Literacy and Numeracy test sat in June this year also showed improved performances by students in all regions in the two sets of exams. This degree of achievement by the nation's children is crucial as it equips them to perform well as they progress along the education ladder from the primary through to the tertiary level. Tomorrow, approximately 1,000 public schools at the infant, primary and secondary levels will open their doors to welcome almost 500,000 students and teachers. We have taken steps to ensure that every child has access and accompanying resources to perform at their best. The government wishes to reiterate that our policy on the non-mandatory payment of parents' contributions remains. We are making it very clear that yet again that no child is to be discriminated against or denied access to their education because of an inability to make a contribution. Parents are, however, encouraged to contribute to their schools once agreement has been reached and approved by the Board of Governance. The government's remit is to provide funding for the core comprehensive educational services for students, which include physical education, guidance and counseling, health and family life education, security and safety, plant maintenance, curriculum support, materials, students' nutrition services, support for uniform groups, and behavior management. In regards to early childhood, the government continues to make a significant stride in the advancement of our K-13 strategy. The focus is to support the birth to 3 years old group through the early stimulation program, allowing babies to be developmentally ready for the years beyond age 3. The first 1,000 days are the most critical of a child's development, and we are partnering with the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, as well as the Early Childhood Commission as the implementing agency. The 0 to 3 Brain Builders program was launched earlier this year, where 126 institutions are expected to benefit. 17 of these schools will begin in September 2018. We're also pleased to note that 113 early child institutions have been certified by the Early Child Commission to date. Concerns have been raised about the new exit exam for students at the primary level. First, I want to assure that everything is being done to prepare teachers so that they can better guide the students in their own preparations. In the past year, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information completed the phased implementation of the National Standards curriculum, which started in 2016 after 2 years of piloting. Over $200 million was provided to schools for the implementation of the National Standards curriculum. Please note that as of next week, we will start distributing the hard copies of the full curriculum publication to our schools for each teacher, which was previously available electronically. The dissemination of the hard copies will be completed by the second week in September. I have heard the concerns, and I'm grateful for the feedback being provided regarding the implementation of PEP. Please be assured that these are all being taken into consideration as we refine the system for the formal implementation this September. In finalizing for the new school year, We have commenced the review process and plans for full implementation and wish to advise of the following. Sample test items for grade 6 were distributed via school bulletins back in June. Practice questions were distributed for grade 5 curriculum, taking the format of the curriculum-based test. By September, a full publication will be sent to school with sample practice questions for all 3 years of preparation for PEP. The ministry is working with 2 noted publishers to produce sample question booklets, which will be available to the public by the 2nd week in September. Our parent sensitization sessions around the island will continue. Short videos are also being made available on social media regarding PEP for persons to access. Teachers of grade 4 and grade 5 are currently being trained in the administration of the performance task. Grade 6 teachers were trained previously. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is committed to supporting our students and teachers through this transformation phase. The ministry also implemented an additional 2 years in our secondary school system to raise students' level of competence and to provide them with skills and competencies for life. CAP this year is funded to the tune of $967 million. 189 institutions are now on the program with a projected 16,000 students to be enrolled. My friends, we recognize that our teachers are our most vital assets in this journey. We love, appreciate, and treasure them. With this in mind, the ministry continues to conduct training for over 3,000 teachers, in addition to the special training being provided for PEP. The focus has also continued on the professional development of mathematics teachers, with over 2,000 trained during the summer. 90 coaches and specialists have been assigned to approximately 80 primary and secondary schools. Training was also conducted for over 2,000 teachers in the STEM and TVET areas, both locally and internationally. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information has also been holding consultations towards the development of dress and grooming guidelines for students in our schools. The Code of Regulations is being reviewed, and the grooming policy will be ready for all schools for this term. National policy guidelines are intended to provide a framework for all public educational institutions within which to work in establishing their own student dress code that best fits their local situation. The code should promote the good societal values and which do not violate individual rights and/or laws. Details of this policy have been posted on the ministry's website. Our mandate at the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is to serve people from the infant stage to age 30, and we believe the education system should pay close attention to the principles that undergird effective service to community and country. My fellow Jamaicans, it remains an honor and privilege to serve as your minister. I am satisfied with the ministry's preparations, and the team and I are confident that all is in place for a successful academic year. With committed and supportive parents, principals, dedicated teaching staff, and hard-working students, rest assured that it will be a very good one. Good evening, and I pray for you God's richest blessings.